We just had a break actually. I don't know what happened to the SD card in this machine. This machine's got to go actually. I'm going to replace it. Let's go back to there because I don't know what we were covering. Okay. Right. It might have come out onto the other one. That we use the monarchy, the term monarch and parliament against the system itself. Never be backward, as it were, in coming forward on this. Whatever the system throws at us, we throw it back. Doesn't mean that we believe in the system, doesn't believe that we believe in the monarchy and the government and anything else. We just throw it back. Throw it back in their faces. Okay? As a non-conformist, I sit back and watch. Watch Parliament, watch monarchy. At a distance. Don't touch it. Just look at it. Look at the corruption of it. Absolutely corrupt. My mother always said to me, and hopefully your mother said to you, don't go with those lads up the corner, not up the road there, because they're criminals. They're bad company. Same with Parliament. But people join with Parliament, they go and vote, they go to a ballot box and vote. They're joining with that thing. And they sit there and go goggle the big and goggle box there, taking it all in. Oh yeah, it's on the news must be right. What? Pigs in space? Hey? Mind games. The media plays mind games as much as government plays mind games. Can you imagine a game of verbal tennis? Hey? Government is on one side of the net and the media's on the other side of the net. Hey? Oh, you've scored one, Mr. Media. Ha ha, yeah, scored one over on you. Hey? And then the government wins one. I got one over on you. And this is how it's played. Backwards and forwards. And that the government makes out it's for the people. Then makes out it's against the people. The media says it's for the people. And then says it's against the people. Huh? That's life. That's life. And what do we do with it? We simply say, bugger off. Huh? I've got some housework to do. I've got my job to do. I've got my garden to attend to. I've got other things. Huh? I'll just keep you pigging media and Parliament at a distance. And I'll argue against you, left, right and centre. But you're not going to invade my life. My life is my life. Thank you very much. But people have sold their lives out to these two bodies of absolute iniquity, as they are. Sold themselves out, sold their souls. Just as Philip Marlowe's Faustus, isn't it? Eh? Sold their souls, their very beings, in bondage to government and the media, and they don't like to accept that they are. Sad. Sad, isn't it? No longer free men. And I don't go with the free man of the land. Oh my goodness. No way would I touch them in a million years. Freeman of the land, that's an abuse of the Reformation. an abuse of the Reformation, the principles of the Reformation. And I'll say one last thing here. If you put your size 10s, 12s, 14s, 15s boots on, take your telly outside and kick it down the Piggin Road, you'd have time for education. To be educated in these things. And equally, is it not true that it is unnecessary to have a television? Unnecessary. What is the need of it? Ever asked that question? Why be controlled by the television? Why be controlled by the programmers? The programmers have set your life up. Oh, here you can have whatever, Coronation Street, EastEnders, the old bill at this time, that time, that time, that time. And you've got to regulate yourself to that time if you want to watch it. So they're controlling you. Here's the news at 6 o'clock or whatever. You know. They're controlling you. Oh, you've got the 6 o'clock news. You don't need to. Get rid of the buggering thing. What's the purpose of it? Eh? Or alternatively, just cut the frigging aerial off. Okay, I believe you've got these modern TVs now that you can get the internet on. Just cut the frigging internet. YouTube and the like. If you want a news, you've got it all over the internet. You choose. It's you're in charge. You're in charge of what programs you want to watch. At whatever time you want to watch them. Educational, as well as films. You are the one then in charge, not the media. So what is the purpose? Tell me, what is the purpose of a television? What purpose does it serve? Eh? And secondly, why on earth are people being told by the TV what they can watch, what's the scheduled, and to pay, how much is it, 150 quid? Licence fee to be told what you can watch. It's mad. It's mad. But that's another thing. That's another thing. The thing about it is we come back to this. We come back to this. The police have more regulators than Soft Mick. I mean, the amount of regulators they've got is absolutely incredible. Do you know you've got a gas and an electric and you've got the water, off what water? And the telecommunications. But you've got one. If you have a complaint against the electricity company, okay, you've got the one regulator. You've got it against the water company, one regulator in Birmingham. Off what? Telecommunications regulator. Electric, gas, you name it. You've got one regulator. When you come to the police, you've got a regulator on top of a regulator on top of a regulator upon a regulator on top of a regulator. Alright? It's amazing how many regulators we've got for the police. And all boasting doing a job, and they're not doing it. We needed one. That's the internal affairs, and it did its job. And in some areas of the United Kingdom, there is still that office, and it's doing a job, and it's fining officers, and it's imprisoning officers, etc., etc., etc. Of course, this rolling out of the PSD is taking care of that. And the IOPC and the Chief Commissioner. Oh my goodness. Hey? Police and Crime Commissioner. Hey? What's the purpose? What's the purpose of 3, for starters? There's 2 more in Big in London. In Petty Lane. It's just because there is so much corruption that it spews out, so they have to try and cover it from every angle. Eh? I mean, let's face it, the IOPC is supposed to be investigating this lady's complaint. That's what they're there for. They find that it's too evidenced, it's really evidenced, the wrongdoing of the police. So they've washed their hands of it, shove it onto the PSD. The PSD, the Police Standards Department in Liverpool, they can't handle it. So they start to try and justify the police officers. And I think we put this case up. If we haven't, we'll check it. The PSD said about a judge that he was right to do what he did, to dismiss the case against officers. Oh yeah? Well, Judge Davies, we can mention him, Judge Davies, because he has written, put it in black and white, that he abused his office in doing so. And this lady threw it back at the PSD, because the PSD was making a big issue of the judgment of Judge Davies in Liverpool County Court. So she sent them a letter and they've never replied. The letter again that Judge Davies admitted he had committed gross misconduct in public office. He didn't say it in those words. He did, however, say in word form, anybody reading it would say, that's gross misconduct in public office. Alter thus. He's been involved in, exceeded his authority. You see, people don't have to put it in black and white. I did this. I committed this crime. No, what they have to do is to write sufficiently as to say, it is obvious, prima facie. It is obvious what they're saying. They might as well have spelt it out in their own words. When a judge says to a claimant, as Judge Davies did, that the claimant should alter her papers to an indictment against the Chief Constable of Merseyside, he exceeded his powers. And that's only one part of what he did. He exceeded his powers. He had no right, no power of law. Law is power. He only had authority. And authority does not overrule law. The law says he had no right to say what he said. That he was committing gross misconduct in public office. The PSD are stuck. When that was sent to them, they were stuck. Blew their argument out. Secondly, she said to them, right, what kind of biscuits would you like? Bourbons or digestives for your cup of tea? Because we beat you the first time round and you never answered us. The first complaint we put to you, which you wanted to have a discussion over Mr. PSD over tea and a chat. And you still didn't get back to us as to what biscuits you'd like. You know, really throw it back at them. Ridicule them. Having established the law to them, then you ridicule them. And I tell you what, both get under their skin. Or you may think, you know, this is not going anywhere. But think of it this way, you're getting under their skin. Getting under their skin. And the PSD would love to get one over on this woman. Love to. And they thought they had with this Judge Davies. The tables turned and they got it. And the frigging point about this is, wait, not only did she say an evidence and sent the paperwork to the PSD about this Judge Davies having wronged, you know, reckless behaviour in public office, malfeasance. But it was left into the hands, you see now, of the PSD, who are the police, to go and prosecute this Davies. So any reply that she may receive, if she receives one, the next reply to them is, what are you going to do about handing the paperwork of Judge Davies to the Crown Prosecution Service? And before that, how about you arresting him for gross misconduct in public office and charging him with that? And taking him to the magistrates. And from the magistrates you take the paperwork, send the paperwork to the Crown Prosecution Service. Are you going to do that? So you see, you turn the whole thing. Of course they're not. But the point is, you've made your stand. You've made your stand against this corruption, because these buggers, you know, will come back and say, oh, well, they never contested this, never contested that. But as soon as you and I on the moral ground are standing there and saying, right, you beggars, you take that. And the buggers can't turn around then and say, well, you never did. I have, here's the evidence. As the lady said to the Judge Davies in correspondence, you've done this. You've admitted this. So he knows personally, you see, what he's done. What he's done. Everybody involved needs to be told straight up what they've done. Because you're going to get these buggers, you see, on, oh, you need to go over here. Ah, I've already done that, matey boy. And this is the corrupt reply that they've given me. Now, can you try somebody else to push me onto? Because you won't deal with it, and you're the body that actually should deal with it. Come on, matey boy. I tell you, I love this part. Internet. Okay. Lastly, always keep your promises. I know that's a waste of time, but I keep my promise. Okay, that's going to that fella. So they're all without excuse. Okay? Every last one of them. And of course this one here to the IOPC again. Okay, that's that letter. They're all without excuse. Okay, let us live, not as these blackguards live, but as we should live. We're the ones on the moral high ground. Bye bye.